Welcome back, everyone. I've got a special video here. A couple people have requested that I do a Tiny Tim collection. Video showing everything I have, or most of everything I have that's Tiny Tim related. So we're just gonna jump into it like I always say. Start off here with a really great book called Eternal Troubadour, The Improbable Life of Tiny Tim. It's by Justin Martell. This book is really fantastic. It's a fairly thick book. It's got so much information starting from very early on in Tiny Tim's life. A lot of great pictures, and a lot of it is taken from his personal journal, which he wrote in almost every day of his life. But a very good book. It's very readily available too. Highly recommended. Next up is we have an issue of Pep Its Archie comic. This is from February 1969, I believe. You can see a Tiny Tim reference on the front cover there. A few things here we'll get into before we go to the vinyl. Alright, here we have a Tiny Tim doll. He originally had this flower here, this tulip in one hand, and some sheet music, I believe, of Tiptoe to the Tulips in the other. That is long gone now, but this is what's left. Very cool. Next up is a recent acquisition. This is the Tiny Tim game of Beautiful Things. It's a board game. We started to try to play it on Christmas, but didn't really have the time to really get into it and actually play it. It's a very difficult game, a lot of rules, complicated rules, but very cool nonetheless. Here we have magazine, the true fantastic story of Tiny Tim, and this does include a thing where you can cut out all these individual pages, like that there, and you cut them out and you put them together, and you'll have a giant 3-foot poster of Tiny Tim, which I had a different copy of this at one point in time, and I cut out all the pictures and laminated them and made it into a giant poster, but it got too damaged whenever I moved. So I did find another copy, a lot nicer copy, and I'm not going to cut out that one. Okay, next up here, this is a poster for the play Tiny. It was a musical. This was crowdfunded. It was on Kickstarter. I donated to that. Very good play. I wasn't able to go and see it in person, but among all the goodies and stuff you got for pledging so much, one of them was they sent you an email with a link where you could watch the film. They filmed it, film version of it, and it's very, very good. I do have a playbill from it with my name in the playbill, but I'm not sure where that is at the moment. I had it hanging up before I moved, but I'm not sure where it's at currently. Let's see, next here we have a handbill here, tour program, signed by Tiny Tim. This is from, let's see, Tiny Tim with Dick Stable and his orchestra. Let's see, find a year. 1971. He must have had, this was at the Fairmont Roosevelt Hotel. You can see there. He must have had a residency there, because it says, sorry, I'm trying to read it and hold it up. Shows at 9 and 11:30 p.m. Monday through Saturday. That's the tour program. This here is like a free magazine that you would get at the hotel. Yeah, where to go, what to do, when, and when in New Orleans, week of June 5th, 1971. And shows here him on the cover. Tiny Tim is the headliner in the Blue Room of the Fairmont Roosevelt Hotel through June 9th. And I'm not sure who it is signed to, because Tiny Tim had terrible handwriting, but it is signed by him. Okay, moving on to the vinyl. And since we just showed an autographed album, or an autographed tour program, here's Tiny Tim's album Chameleon, signed by him. Let's see, February 19th, 1989 is when this was signed. This is a fairly hard album to get a hold of, especially here in the States on vinyl. Alright, next up is the Live at Albert Hall from Record Store Day of this past year. I'm not going to pull it out because I think I've shown it in another video, but it is on red vinyl. I believe it's limited to 3,000 copies, I think. Alright, moving on. This is an album from a few years ago that was put together, Tiny Tim's America. I will show you the vinyl on this one because it's a little more interesting than just a red vinyl like on the other one. This is supposed to be red, white, and blue colored vinyl. And this album was recorded with just Tiny Tim and then his producer from the time. And a few people went back in from back in the 70s, I believe. 74. Yeah, the source tape for this release was a rehearsal tape which Tiny recorded by himself in his hotel room, New York City, November 2nd, 1974. They took the tape and put it back together, and they added instrumentation over top of it and finished it. Very good album. Okay, kind of going backwards here in time, I guess. Next up is For All My Little Friends. This is Tiny Tim's third album, so it's the children's album. Next up, Tiny Tim's second album. Another very good album. Let's see, We Love It is a very good song off here. Great Balls of Fire, Can't Help But Wonder Where I'm Bound. And then my favorite song from this album is Community, very good track. Alright, this is the copy that started it all for me. This is, well, the other two I've gotten back in high school, but this is the first one that I got back in high school. This is God Bless Tiny Tim. It has Living in Sunlight, Living in Moonlight, Tiptoe the Tulips, The Other Side, Ever Since You Told Me That You Love Me. The whole album is great, front to back. And then next up here is this is With Love and Kisses from Tiny Tim Concert in Fairyland. This was a live album that was put out without his permission. I believe that the pitch on it and the speed is messed with, and audience noise is dubbed in to make it seem like it was a bigger show. I believe this is for the concerts from the mid-60s, 65 or 66 maybe. This came out right after God Bless Tiny Tim. I had a plain copy, that I got at the same time as I got the second album and the third album. But when I came across this one, I gave my other one away because it's not a very good album to listen to. The quality is not very good. But this is still sealed. So that's the copy I chose to keep. And then at the same time that I picked up that upgraded copy, I also picked up this. This is also an original copy in stereo, still sealed. There is a new release of this from a year or so ago on color vinyl. It's probably good. I assume the remastering is very good. I don't have all of my CDs out, but on CD I do have the direct-to-disc album, Wonderful World of Tiny Tim, I think it's called. Wonderful World of Romance, maybe, something like that. It's an album that I recorded straight to disc. It's fairly good. It says on it for Tiny Tim fans only. And I have a copy of God Bless Tiny Tim on CD somewhere. And I saw Tiny Tim's Christmas album, which is one of the best Christmas albums ever recorded. So if you get a chance, you can look that up on YouTube and watch and listen to the whole thing. Very good album, especially at Christmas time. That's everything, I believe. They used to have some more different Tiny Tim things. They weren't official things. There are lots of different pieces of artwork that either myself or someone I know that's also a Tiny Tim fan have done. But that seems to be everything.